I got 490,
I
4090.
can bet because we moved like 20 some points from the opening.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh crap.
We are
Yeah.
rolling, baby.
Look at those green bars on the 5-minute.
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to
Morning,
the candle.
YouTube.
Welcome to the Candlestick Vietnam. I'm just kidding. I'm playing on a Robin Williams movie there.
Good morning.
Ah, that was such a great movie. Anyway,
Maybe a disclaimer on that one.
yeah, yep. Not copyright infringement.
That's why I only said good morning.
That's right. Candlestick Vietnam has nothing to do with it. That's a different thing.
Bullish bears.
Anyway, we had our key pivot right here discovered. We had a rounding top. These look bearish. That thing got hunted, nailed, wicked right to the next control zone, and then popped right out of it. I love these rounding tops. They always look bearish AF until they pop it and do this stuff. And then you get that extra move. You get a quick scalp on the futures when you see these, man. Watch for these. The key is to be careful to know exactly where to enter this thing. And it's really hard to see what you're looking for. But look at this. This is a very common pattern here. You get the high wave and the low wave. And all of a sudden, that doesn't look like bullish engulfing. Your entry point would actually be right in here above the 8 period. Bam. And you run this whole thing. But these are awesome because they're very volatile and they make a really quick jump. I mean, 2 solid 1-minute bars. Beautiful. You know, that's, what, 485? That's almost a 10-point move. Yeah, it is a 10-point move. Very nice 10-point move. That's the kind of stuff that can pay your bills on futures right there. Good stuff. As per, like, you know, the past solid couple months here, I've been really focusing on Amazon and Tesla. I've got very sizable positions in both of those, working out freaking methodically. Now I'm kind of looking at my Tesla spreads expire on the 17th, and I've got some free debit spreads I can trade. I also have the other half of the whole position locked up in butterflies, so I can just let those do their thing. I can adjust them. Once the in-between options come out, because I got $5 width on those, once all the $1 come out, I can also turn that into a broken wing. I can do many different things to adjust that later on. So I will pretty much be patient, just diligently, patiently controlling that position, managing it, and just having it pay me right up to expiration day. Oh, look at this. Bullish measured move. Buy them. We're going to nail 406.
Do we have anything to slow us down?
406.30 is a pivot that I remember from somewhere.
Oh, wow. Look at that thing going parabolic.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
Jeremy,
loud and
Devin, you're a little soft.
I'm soft.
Well,
Yeah, just a little.
Soft.
he's loud and clear on my end.
Okay, maybe it's
So it's not me.
no,
Must
it's
be
not you.
Discord.
No, it's me. I haven't had enough coffee, and I forgot I'm wearing a hat with earmuffs on.
Where'd that 406.30
That
come
might-
from? That's a memorized pivot. I don't remember where I got that, but it was from somewhere. I wonder if it was a gap.
We have nothing until 1 o'clock. Any news-wise?
Ah,
We
there
just
it is.
went through the consumer sentiment, and that's it. Now there is nothing to hold this back.
There's 406.30 daily chart. Remember this doji? On 5/6 of 22. Big old doji right there.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Is that where we are at the doji?
Morning.
Yep. It's the body of that doji is 406.30. And I remember seeing that when we were messing with this range, when we were waiting for this to break down. And boy, that was a hell of a crash channel. I got paid on that one.
By the way, my 17th Tesla spreads are wonderful.
Right?
I forgot I had them, honestly.
Dude, that's what patience is all about. When you can get into such a low risk position and just have it hit it out of the damn park, dude.
Well,
That's the best.
that's where AMC comes in, because you see, I got in originally with AMC and that whole diamond hand thing, so I sat there and watched money go up and down and didn't
Yeah.
worry about it the whole time. So that helped me.
That patience, man. But imagine how much you could have made scalping in and out of that whole trend. Every setup, just trading every setup A to B and compounding.
That's what I said after I got in here.
Yeah. Like, oh, I could have taken advantage of every move that thing made.
Man, I got to go eat some more levels.
Beautiful cup and handle on Tesla.
That's exactly what I was about to say. And Amazon.
Me too.
Nice.
Get out of my head, guys.
Get out of my head! All right, we smashed 406.30. That's done. Now it's support. Funny how price action from so far back in history can have an effect on stuff today on a 5-second chart and a 1-minute chart. Crazy stuff.
Literally
Do you
went
know
from
where we are?
ADR. We
Y'all
literally
know where
went
we
from
are?
ADR to ADR, guys. We went from
Yes.
4063 right there all the way to 4091. ADR to ADR today. So wow,
Sweet.
that was
Wow.
it
What
was
is?
just too quick. It was just too quick of a move, though.
Yeah, it's bothering me. What did you? What's your top ADR? What's your top range?
4091. But the
4091.
on the 15 with pre-market is 4097. Without pre-market is 4091.
All right, I had 4090. We hit
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
But we are in a bar. We have just from way back on December 13th, where we hit that high, and 4143 was one of them, and the other high was 4183.75. We're in that candle on a 2-hour.
Nice. All
That's
right.
our range candle.
125% return so far on my call spread for my SPY condor there. I think I can wait till about 150 and capture 50% overall and still have puts on.
4082 is the line it needs to. That's the line it's going to try to use as support. That and 4085.50 in that zone, I should say.
The
You
rest of
can
my
measure that flag, by the way, and you could have got 100. You could see if we can go up to 4104.75.
the rest of my free flowing call spreads on Tesla, 600% return. Love it.
That's freaking awesome.
Oh man, I cannot beat that with a bat. That is amazing.
All right, 4097. Here we come.
All right, there's my 150% on the call spreads for SPY. I'm going to watch that 5-second chart like a hawk. If this becomes a little double toppy, I'll take that off and ride the puts back, and then I'll add the calls back later on. And I'll probably look to roll those out Monday into Friday expiration, if that's the case. If not, I can actually just profit the whole damn thing today and roll it out anyway.
You know what's really funny is I never played options, and those Microsoft ones,
Those were
they would have
glorious.
been paying big time today.
Yeah.
I mean, I took profit. It's okay. It's just it bothers me that I could have made more money.
Yeah, it's hard to get over that FOMO, man. That's an emotional thing. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That old hindsight's 2020 thing, but you got to get past that and just treat it mechanically. Like the bottom line is you took a profit. You made money doing nothing but just watching the position and managing it. Mm-hmm. That alone is just the simplicity of it. I mean, you literally just like, I made how much in how much time? Pfft, hell with it. I could care less if this thing runs to the moon.
I need levels.
All right, we're starting to slow down here. We just came back through the critical support of our little double top here on the 5-second chart. But let's zoom out just a little bit. What do we see here?
A diamond battery.
It could be.
No, I said that because I just got to a chart on the MES and I realized that my lines might be from a diamond pattern.
Ah, gotcha.
And I went, ooh.
So we get one of these, let's call it the fan, I guess, the unorthodox trend line that I've been drawing over and over again.
Jeremy, that's what I was just thinking about. And that's the line that I'm looking at. It's one of those unorthodox line, and we're getting ready to touch it.
That's it.
I get excited, y'all. I'm not sorry.
We have fun listening to you get excited, bro.
glad,
And then
glad I can hear you and realize I was wearing earmuff.
there's one more piece of this.
Oh, thank you, Cass.
So we come across the top of this trend and we line up, right? Where'd that come from? Well, it's our angular resistance from right back here. It probably becomes a wolf wave somewhere in history. So I'm going to make it purple.
Wow. That's like 4,100.
Yeah, baby.
Those
All right.
lines join at 4105. Between that and a volume profile, they cross at 4105. It's an ugly chart. I'll put it up for you, but this is really chart nasty.
Tesla, be careful here. Your cup and handle broke the rim and pulled back to the rim. That candle might be a fake out for a little bit of a bull trap. It might pull back to like 165 here for support. Just be kind of cautious of that. It may just continue on chugging, but we're well above that 165 target I had planned out this morning. So, closed a Tootsie Roll. Nice.
You expect it to come down a little bit now, don't we?
Oftentimes
break.
you'll get these little pennants off the end of a cup and handle setup like this. And just note the control range is going to be this bar right here. So like you could take your trend line and just draw it right off of that thing. Straight out.
You're looking whether or not it's going to break that bar,
Oh my
basically.
goodness.
Right.
Hold it, right?
Look out for hammer, inverted hammer. Got to let the 5-minute close to see that.
Nice little 7-point scalp on the way down there.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
Good stuff, man.
I just got some really good news.
Cool.
What's that?
My I got a 3% raise at my job. It's not
Nice.
like amazing, but it's not
Congratulations.
terrible either.
Awesome.
And the bonus is, full this year. I remember in the past one of the years the bonus was kind of muted because the company wasn't allowed to grow or something like that because of federal regulations or something.
Right.
So that with that bonus and that raise, my foundation repair, like I don't have to do as much side gig work in order to afford it. So
Awesome.
I've been killing myself the last 2 days. Like I've literally since the start of January have been doing nonstop gig work, and the last few days I'm actually overlapped with like 2 other part-time jobs on top of my full-time job, and I've literally not been sleeping but like 4 hours a day, and it's starting to take a toll.
Well, congrats on that.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that some of this stuff is wrapping up,
Very
and I can't
cool.
wait for just to have that massive like $20,000 bill like just off my plate.
Yeah, that's always a sigh of relief, man. That's why I could, just literally drop futures trading for a while. I was comfortable. Those big, scary bills were just paid, and I'm able to write them off on my taxes because I nailed it before the end of the year. So
Hey
that's
Trace,
sweet.
did they do an inflation adjustment to your salary as well?
I don't
Or
think
was
so.
just the flat out 3%?
Well, usually I've been only seeing like 2 to 2.25%. So the fact I got a 3% this year, maybe that was the inflation adjusted. I don't know. At the end of the day, like once you break beyond 6 figures, there's like 0.25%, 0.5%, like they're kind of meaningless.
Well, no, I'm just asking because we went through the same thing, and our company did inflation adjustment as well.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, so
I'm
that was-
underpaid regardless, based on my position, but I don't know. I just don't want to rock the boat at this point. The work-life balance is so good, and I can like literally just come and go as I please sometimes in terms of just like if I don't feel like working for a day, there's nothing driving me to need to get anything done. Like I'm actually strictly going into almost a 100% research role at this point. So I actually pick the work that I want to do, and my workload is literally test 4 critical applications by the end of the year. And I could do it in a week. I could do it in a month. It just depends on how much information I get and how deep dive I need to go. So that's really interesting. Like my goals
Sounds like
are
dream work, man. That sounds like dream work right there.
right. Like I'm building my own workload, and I get to pick which projects to work on. For the most part, obviously there's stuff that may fall down the pipeline that needs to get tested, but for the general stuff that from day to day, I'd have nothing telling me what to do, which is pretty interesting. I haven't been in that situation for a long time.
That sounds like a weight off a shoulder, because like that's a huge problem for people is they always have somebody over their shoulder in work.
Yeah, I mean, I just spoke with my manager today, and he's just like, "Yeah, here's a giant list of critical applications. Dig through and find out anything that fits the type of testing you want to do." And I was like, "Well, I'm mostly like web application security focused. I have like no experience on mainframe really." And so he's just like, "Well, a lot of the mainframes are actually getting web servers that are installed on them to have a web front end. So if you just want to test that stuff, you can still do that." And then if you get beyond that, just grab one of the mainframe guys and they can help you. And I was like, all right.
Nice.
Cool. That's wonderful, man. That's great news. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing that with us, man. We're really happy for you. That's awesome.
You do like
Yeah, it's
development
been
stuff?
a good start of the year, man. 2023 is, turning things around. My my Weeble portfolio that was down like $30,000 finally broke back above the $30,000 loss. So I'm feeling good about
Nice.
that one too.
There you go.
It's like the old AT&T commercial. I found a dime on the ground, and suddenly everything started going my way.
Oh man, I'm gonna go Google that one and see if I can find it.
Nice.
It's funny. It's great. I think it was an old AT&T commercial.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm communicating back and forth with Casper trying to resolve the audio issues for our few members that are suffering from some audio issues.
Mhm.
Jeremy, do you have any elementary school kids?
Not anymore. They're all middle school.
Okay.
Well, my last one's middle school this year, and then he becomes high school next year.
I was gonna ask if you're gonna send them over to the dance that's coming up, but never mind.
No. Let's see. There's a middle school dance coming up at some point. I'll have to dig into that. I don't remember. All right. So,
Jeremy, there is something having to do. I did find like there's some troubleshooting stuff on Google. If you Google's like troubleshooting sound issues with Discord,
yeah.
there's a laundry list of things to check through.
Yeah, it might be a local thing for those a couple members that were over there. I wonder if it's a California issue. Yeah.
Everything's a California issue.
No, you
Yeah.
guys sound choppy here as well.
Okay, so it's not just there then. So it's got to be a connection issue, but I mean, my network pipe is just awesome. There's no issues there. Oh, you know what though?
Hard for us to tell.
I did see a memo about Verizon having some spotty coverage in the area while they upgrade some systems, so that might be an issue. I wanted to get into this price action before I go and look at that real quick, though. This wolf wave played out perfectly. This is just a 1 minute wolf. Very simple. Go to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw a line. Bam. Nailed. Now it's support broken. It's resistance now. And you come back to your rounding top pivot. That's this guy. This is where you can start being bearish if you want. However, that ride might be over when it hits any one of these lines. Watch for your reversal on the 5-second chart. And I got Amazon and kind of holding that trend on the 20 period till it breaks it. Tesla did exactly what we thought it would do. It was going to pull back to that 164 area. Perfect time to roll.
So Discord has announced that they're going to go with their IPO, right?
Yeah, I
So
heard
their
about that.
Pre-IPO offerings are going on to this. If you look at those screenshots I just sent, there's this app I use called Disruptor,
Yeah,
and they have pre-IPO offerings. So like right now, SpaceX, Neuralink, and OpenAI are part of it.
sweet. I would totally
Yes,
get in on
you can-
Discord.
Yes,
That's what I'm looking
I
at.
think there is a certain amount.
There you go, double bottom. This can be a quick play or not. Double bottoms are great until they become bear flags. So either A, you get a consolidation point into a measured move further down, which would target about 404.60. Or if it breaks out and starts to go to targets, you got R1, which it just tested right there and rejected once. it can go and bar through that right now and then shoot for the target one, which is up here at 405.56. And then you've got all these other control zones in that previous trend that it can go to. Anytime it rejects one of these with a full reversal, that's where you can become bears. So like if you're trading bullish off the R1 break, this is where that reverse button comes in real handy on your Tradovate account there. You can flip that order into a bearish move instantly. Coolest thing since sliced bread, in my opinion. Bam, there you go. We
Yep.
broke support. This is a perfect reverse button play. Now we're expecting a measured move. However, that unorthodox line I printed up here, that is your angular support.
Yep.
And that is key. You got to know these things ahead of time. And that is like 90% of price action trading, is knowing where these zones are expected to be.
That helps you make your plan, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. So like your reverse button
It's
play,
lightning fast.
bam. Look at how many points. So let's go, what was that, 3 point? Just about? Yeah, about 3 points from the top there. So you catch 2 points up, 3 points down, and you can reverse it again off that line if you caught that doji. Bam. You know, you get 5 points back up. It's pretty badass.
Is that forming a megaphone?
It is indeed. And we can mark that out too. By the time I finish drawing it, it'll break, but we can go with angular. Let's see if I can get the
Oh, that's the 5 second. I was about to say, like,
regression line drawn fast enough. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 5 second, so it's like sometimes by the time you're done drawing it, it's over. And this is where it's at. This can still be a bear flag, even though it's shaped like a megaphone. Here's your regression line. And we know what happens with the regression line. If it breaks bullish, we get a measured move built between here and angular resistance. And the longer it takes to consolidate on that regression line, the bigger that move will be. If it breaks below and fills this in, we get a bearish measured move.
that's another 3 to 5 point move, too.
Yep. And we're looking underneath the regression line. We're bears. Right down to the bottom here.
Whoa, a gap. Oh, never mind. It's 5 second. I need gaps all the time.
Yep.
That on the MES 4093.75 was a control bar. I'm just not sure where from, but the line, my resistance color coding tells
Right.
me that line is a control bar.
Nice.
And we broke that level. I was looking for it to hold, but it's still above its moving average, the single moving average, the 20 EMA that I use on the 5-minute chart. And you still have, I don't know, I wouldn't call that an extremely strong breakout from the open, but you do have, 5 consecutive green bars, 1 small pullback, and then 2 more.
I'm looking to see if I want to butterfly that March 17th spread on Amazon right here, or if I want to continue waiting for a push to 105. Actually, 102, then 103.80 is my next pivot. 105 is the extension. There we go. Cross the regression line with a bar. We're bulls. When you see a megaphone do this, there's 2 probabilities here to pay attention to. So where we are in the trend is going to be the most important part. And we have, even though it's a 5-second chart, that's quite a trend behind this, right? This is where we start to come into our drawing tools of, do we decide if this is a diamond yet? In fact, I'm going to use the extended bars so I can actually get a lot more range out of that time frame. Delete that one. And then I'm going to take my other one. It doesn't quite line up with the cross, but we can adjust it. We don't have to worry about that.
Watch this here. A couple of minutes. Got a 30-minute chart when you get a chance.
I can just grab this and drag it down.
And it went boop.
Now, this is your diamond, this is your break. They love to do this on a bottom especially. They'll fake one way, rip down the other way, and then they'll bounce one more time. If it breaks the resistance point, which is treat this as if you would a the highest high or L1, R1, whatever. If it breaks that with some force, you can start playing up that whole trend with control zones. The easy way is to take and just build your regression line on the diamond. All right, what were you saying? A report's coming out or something?
Who, me? No, I just said watch this. What's
Oh.
going to happen here in the next couple of minutes is important.
Gotcha.
That thing rip.
You got a half-hour candle close, and you got a 15-minute candle close, and you got 5-minute candle close, and everything else is closing
Right.
at 10:30. And on this candle was red for a while on a 5-minute chart. Now it's turning green and hammering on an area I had as a previous VWAP that it needed to hold. It's closed above that level at 4082 twice now. If this
Right.
candle closes above it, on a 15-minute, this looks like a pullback. This could just be a pullback because this candle's low goes below the last low. So you could get a push here, and it could push all the way up to back up to that 4090 area again.
Oh, easily.
But you got to wait for it to close.
I don't see anything coming up on the financial calendar.
No, there's nothing till 1 o'clock when the Baker Hughes rig count closes, unless they're going to have somebody chipping their teeth.
Yep. I love that analogy. There we go. This is one of those diamonds where we get the crooked regression line. Those are always interesting because when they come to a point, if price continues on trend, they break right at the convergence of those points, which is right up here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 406.70, guys.
Like it went sideways. Yesterday, the day before.
Yeah. Well, we had
Broke out.
one of these crooked regression lines last week at some point, and it did exactly that. It went right to the convergence and broke over.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of neat. I'm still learning more ways to identify and how to operate in a diamond pattern as I speak. So I've discovered that they're very awesome with defining range. I've discovered that a regression line is very useful in a diamond, and I also discovered that you can go and play measured moves off of it as it breaks across the regression line back and forth. There's really cool stuff you can do with it, and it's just a base pattern that gives you a definition of range, but everything in between, all the control areas, plays out. Like here, this
Hey,
control area.
something's going to happen. I got to go to the bathroom.
Ah, nice.
Something's about to happen because I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'll be doing the same in about 15 minutes here. Looking at this resistance
Tesla.
point, this is your first price extension out of that, as if you were treating this as it was a double bottom. That was your extension price, and then you've got another up here at about 105.90.
Tesla
And
and Amazon just broke.
Yeah, we're just ripping.
Yep.
Very cool.
I'm gonna get that position
Love
ripped
it.
away from me. I have a feeling my leap's gonna go bye-bye at $2,000 or so.
Totally fine. Like I said, you can also convert that to a debit spread if you need to. It's not
Yeah,
What
remember
the,
that's the whole thing is adjusting.
right. You
You're
can
talking
take.
about the short calendar.
Yep, you can take the short call in that if it's worthwhile, where you can nullify risk. You can go in and buy the call above it and turn it into a debit spread. So then you don't have to worry about assignment. It might cost you a couple bucks, but it's a way to preserve that position if you need to continue making money on it. Then it'll just function as a debit spread, and you can close the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, we still have $14 worth of a move that needs to happen by the 10th. So we could go sideways for a day and I could catch up a little bit on the theta side, or we could go down a little bit and delta works with me again. I don't know. But man, it would have been sweet to sell it today instead of yesterday, because I'm now looking at
Well,
something, I think it's like $200 more in premium.
it's one of those looks, and I talked about the same look with Amazon last week, where we had the little wedge, and it looked like it was going to be a consolidation point and sideways afterwards. But it ends up being an extension, and I'll try to find the line. Dang it, I don't have the lower line. Somehow I deleted it. But anyway, we'll mark a new one. When you find these little wedges during the day, extend them out. Amazon did the same thing, but it had that fake breakout into the close. A wedge looked exactly like this in the same place, basically. Define the range of the breakout when it faked up the run. Whoa, that's a nice breakover. Wahoo!
Man, just spilled out of the cup.
Yep.
They were listening to you, Jay.
Must have been.
So
It came up
funny
to that
watching
first
that.
extension.
It just walked dead sideways out of that.
I can throw a pivot on that now. I should have drawn it earlier, but we knew exactly where that resistance level was.
It's so funny how true it is. Like, you know, bulls take the steps and bears take the window.
Yep.
Because almost every time I see it, like on the negative side, it's never a trickle down. It's always that dive off of a
Cascade.
cliff.
Yep.
Bye.
Face ripper.
Nothing really happened while I was gone, except that the bulls can't really get through and resume what they were doing earlier.
Right.
Well, I mean, you could say that SPY kind of went and took a,
Well, we've got a
SPY
key
ate too many
support area.
laps.
that happened while you were gone.
I see that. Yeah, just a little bit. So now we're down to the moving average line.
Yep. And then
1,
don't
2, 3, 4, 5.
forget there's a bearish regression line right here on this diamond pattern.
Yeah.
Boop.
But now you can have a pullback that can last a really long time, as Jeremy taught me that one. The first time I ever saw a flag, he said, "That's your second flag. Look at that." I went, "What?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Jeremy, there's like 20 candles in that thing." He goes, "Trust me, look at it." And he went through a whole description. Said,
One,
"That's your
two.
second flag."
Yep.
So I'm charting my top 5-minute chart, and you can get 20 bars on a pullback on a 5-minute chart, and it'd be a pullback, but it'll
Wait,
turn
that was a weird M top on the
turn
5
into a
second.
trading range.
You see how it actually formed the M, like a little weird, like rounded heart shaped M, and then it actually pulled back all the way to the beginning of the bull trend on
Right.
that move.
So let's look at that a little bit on a 1-minute chart. So does this look like consolidation? Kind of starting to look like a rising channel, but it's choppy. So you've got your key pivot point right across here. And this is interesting because it's in a trend where we can set up a big range for consolidation and probably fold this entire range for the rest of the day. So let's go set our pivots. I'll delete them later because it'll make my chart too damn messy. That one you put up earlier, Stone, that thing was spaghetti.
Oh, it was, I told you it was an old chart. I really I've evolved. I just put up a quick chart with a lot of indicators on there, and a pivot, and it's a 15-minute chart. And I want you to see, it's still got 8 minutes left, but right now it looks like it's flagging.
Right.
And the other thing to look at is on a 5-minute chart or on the SPY, it's the 200s on the 1 minute's way below it, below a pivot. And it's like right now it's got the 15 and the 20 that it's bouncing off of. So if it stays above those, and that VWAP and the 20 crosses above VWAP, well, then you can be bullish again for a long term.
Right.
For like us, intraday swings and stuff like that.
We've got a Tootsie Roll box.
And it's still above the 20 moving average on the 5-minute chart that I have. So this could be, just a pullback. The thing is, it's been bullish all week, and I'm not trying to be bullish, y'all.
I like being a bear.
I want to be a bear, but here's the deal, look where I learned. So I was in penny stock for a long time. This just looks like a pullback.
We're bull flagging right now. We're holding that 20. We've been holding that 20 for a long time, which it's creepy because everything else is way, all the moving averages are way down here, which is scary, but once if we do break below 40.75, I see us coming down to at least 40.55. Yesterday's VWAP closing. But we could be doing a bull flag. I mean, it's kind of tricky, you know.
Yeah,
Now,
they
if
just
you
got to
look
run
at-
the market
look
up
at
right
that
before the
label,
Fed speaks.
If you
Yeah.
look at that label I posted right there, so I posted a little label that's showing the advanced issues in the Nasdaq and the S&P.
Yeah.
So we're about 50%. So it's like, where do we go up? Where do we go down? What is going on?
Well,
This is
You
pretty
ride
awesome.
the waves, bro.
That's it.
the moving average picture I just put up in there with those percentages and everything. That's a measurement of the first flag that we had this morning.
Yeah.
You get a measured move. If it's going to continue, you'll get that 200% at 4104.75. And if you can't see it because I'm going to change it, but that's a 66% level where that yellow line is. That's the 20 EMA. And what that is saying is that this is a 33% pullback so far of that move for that first flag. Now I can go measure that entire move and I'll probably get a different movement, and that's probably what I should have done. But that's still enough on there for me to say, this could still be bullish. So because again, we're above that moving average.
Right.
And when you're above that moving average like that on the 5-minute chart, what the heck do you want? Yes.
Is that your 20?
That's my EMA, my 20.
Here's
Yeah.
one more thing to pay attention to. This out of that diamond is essentially this. And look, we're making a 1-minute diamond now, but we're in 2 liquidity zones. We now have a new demand zone and a new supply zone. And I was able to build that by simply looking at that 15-minute tweezer, or that 15-minute Tootsie Roll, sorry. Liquidity. Anytime you see a wick. So if we consolidate sideways in this range for a while, the longer it consolidates, the better chance we have of finishing a measured move. So this becomes your measured move here to here.
So if we go from the bottom of this morning's low and I go to the high and I put that chart up there, which is what I should have done the first time, you'll see that we just completed a 50% retracement of that first move.
Yes, sir.
So now what we're looking to see is if it's going to hold above that, it could come down to the 66% retracement, which says 33. Don't pay no attention to that.
Yep.
It could come back down to that 1/3 retracement and continue to bounce. But that's the one you're going to look for if it comes down to 66. That's when you start looking for a reversal. That's
Right.
when you start looking to see if this thing's going to be strong enough to reverse back down.
And Amazon and
So-
Tesla just don't care.
No,
They
they
don't
can do what they
care.
want to do. We don't.
Yeah.
We're
F
not.
your
I'm not paying
couch.
attention to them. Y'all go, Amazon, Tesla, go.
But I'm
And
looking,
the dollar's moving up too. It's really funny.
right, that's
Uh-huh.
where the index changes hands,
Yeah.
or changes directions.
Yeah, let me back. I'm gonna go look at this and go put some stuff up for you.
I'm going to draw a diamond.
That's because you're Diamond J.
I'm a Diamond J.
J. Diamond J on the 1s and 2s.
Skynet Diamond J.
There you
Skynet
go.
Diamond J.
Diamonds in the sky.
Skynet Diamonds. Look at
I
what,
can go
what this
fly,
also
fly.
becomes. One of those fan lines from just a simple unorthodox trend line, as we're going to call them, fan lines. And then we go up. There's your diamond.
Go.
We want regression lines? Let's delete some of the junk first, and then we'll get some regression lines. I got
Yeah,
a lot
really,
of
though.
stuff that's just kind of polluting this chart.
That
a
don't
little
make
bit,
sense. I see it.
right?
But then again, I'm drawing these all over my charts.
Yes, you are, dude. Your charts look way messier than mine.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm still
Nope.
a noob.
No offense. That's actually a good thing. Like I said, I'm eventually, you as an individual and everybody else listening, if you learn to draw these, eventually you won't need to draw them.
Yeah, you'll just see them, and that's why I'm drawing them.
Exactly. It's just turning it into muscle memory, so you know where to look
Training
for what.
wheels.
That's
Yep,
exactly
Training
it.
wheel. That's it.
So when you get to the point where you can trade a naked chart, dude, you have achieved greatness. Because by that time, your portfolio should be reflecting that.
Absolutely.
This is messy as all hell, but these make a lot of sense when you find them.
But man, I'm getting out my surfboard, bro.
hang 10, buddy. Hang 20.
Yeah, man, it's showing me where the set. That's what the diamond is. It's basically saying set.
That's it. All right, we're tapping liquidity zone here. Let's see if this demand zone is really true.
Look at that. Just wicking.
All right, dude. I am
Wicking.
stoked.
That's holding. Look at that.
All right, I'm going to convert my kids' Amazon spread into a butterfly right here, I think. Let's see here.
We got four hits on support or resistance on Amazon.
Yeah, it's at 102.40. There we go. We're closing a nice wick in that liquidity zone on the 1 minute chart for SPY. Let me get Tesla into a 1 minute chart real quick here.
Oh yeah, that's looking good.
Be aware of the
That.
tweezer right here at resistance. So we've got probably a pullback to 166.20 on board here. Amazon's looking like it wants to pull back a little bit too to about 102.10.
Well, I mean, I'm expecting that they're going to at least do their 50, their 33 or their 50%, and then continue on.
1 minute bar spinner bar here takes us to regression and deep inside of that liquidity zone. This down here, I'm actually going to delete that. I'm going to throw a pivot there that kind of divides that liquidity zone right to that base of that candle there. 404.80 is going to be a bear target if they push this into a bar spinner bar situation. But they're not going to get there. They're going to hit right on that regression, stop at like 404.90. If they can continue that. Nope. Close the hammer. This will be a bar down right to it. Bam.
As you call it.
I can almost say it fast enough.
Yeah, you can.
We're hitting that 40.75 area right there that I said if we break below it, then we're done with the bullishness for today.
Yeah. Love it and welcome.
And there you go. We're below it. Come on.
Got Amy on our YouTube channel. Welcome. Says she's
Welcome, Amy.
Been silently listening to us. We're cut up just right because she's entertained. So she just signed up for a month of entertainment. I love it. You're awesome.
Nice. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you.
We make trading fun because we also make it eventually when you guys get all this stuff, it becomes profitable. Look at this, dude. How cool is that
40.70. Come on.
There's your
come
break.
on. 40.70. Come on. 40.70. Give me 40.70. That's where I need it. There you go. Boom.
Love it. Right to the 200.
I just got an 8-point scalp on that.
Nice work, man. Good deal, guys. And I couldn't keep up with the 5-second chart because I was busy dancing around everything else. But
And we hit the high of January 26, the RTH.
this is awesome.
All right.
The only downside we have here is we just smashed that liquidity zone. So we broke right out of the bottom of the box. Unless this closes a 1 minute hammer here, this can go bearish back to the original liquidity box. This is the big guy here. We don't want to see that today, but it can happen. It would be healthy for it to happen. So
Yeah, so we found buyers. We found buyers here. Oh, sorry, my little one.
Yeah. All right. All right. I decided to take my 10 points on Amazon and have a nice day.
heck yeah, man, good stuff.
Yeah.
I turned my kids' $84 into $168. He's going to be thrilled. And then my butterflies are just magical on Tesla, dude. I'm loving that. And then
yeah, I'm holding off on getting out of Tesla. I think that Tesla's going to continue.
Amazon, just during this pullback, I was able to flip in a butterfly up on top of this, on top of my spread anyway. And I might just day trade it if it finds support and bounces, and I'll capture like probably just a quick 25% return on that, but I'm still long out to March 17th. So I can literally generate income off that debit spread over and over and over again by turning it into a butterfly, converting it out, in, out, boom. Just capture it to where eventually that position will pay for itself.
That'll come to me. I'll get it.
That works on like a 45-day till expiration plus, but doesn't necessarily work when you're running it as a leap. So when you go in and out of a vertical butterfly and a leap, you're not going to get as much volatility out of it. So like you can go into a leap and then roll the front month, for 30 to 45 days out on the vertical or calendar at that point into a calendar butterfly and actually capture much more quickly higher percentage returns on that. So you can take and scalp a move like this, just trade in and out of a short credit spread up above your debit spread, and you'll be blown away at how fast you can pay for that leap doing that. It's kind of it's trading in and out of a synthetic without ever losing your long synthetic. So you're essentially wheel trading, but you don't have an actual position of shares. You have a synthetic position in options.
Yeah, you're using the options to create your position.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's still a position. So here's your angular support on our diamond. We trended right along that sucker. Now we're under it. We're expecting a push. We might touch the liquidity zone back here and bounce out of it. If it doesn't, we could be in trouble. We could go into a trend and start floating all the way down this to 401.50. That'd be a shame, but it can happen. There's no reason why we shouldn't return to that box. Oh, got more messages on YouTube here. Trade futures and options. Yes, that's my style. It can be a lonely job, but having someone in your ear can be distracting if they're not good traders. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can get in a world of hurt if someone's not jiving with your style for one, but then you get somebody who's just not good at it. They can really put a damper on your ability to continue to be profitable in trading, both futures and options. And like I'm able to take such a relaxing options position by just adjusting my options positions rather than opening them and closing them, to where I can go and focus day trading on futures, and then at the same time I can just kind of autopilot my options positions. Been doing that for a long time. I think what I'm going to do, so I don't have to pay the damn data fee twice in like a 5-day period, I'll wait till after the first, hit up my data plan on my TradeObate account and get back into trading futures. I've been kind of taking a break from it for a while, but I'll get right back into it next week.
Interesting looking chart. It's been an interesting week, yo.
Yeah, it has.
I just posted some. I'm just going to hang in here with everybody for a little while. I'm not going to go run off anywhere for a bit.
All right, so I just published my bear measure move right there.
Nice work. And that's exactly what that was. We got a drop down into our diamond. That diamond became the consolidation point for a measured move. Went right down into it.
So those are my targets there.
We're going lower.
on the bear measure move. Me and bearish situations. So too bad that I got to jump on a call in 7 minutes and then for another 2 hours. And every one of those levels are gonna hit. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
You said you got to. Oh, that's where the 20 EMA is, all the way down to 4061.
Yeah, the 20. yeah. So no, the 20 is that blue line. The green line is the 200,
Oh yeah,
and then the dotted line on the bottom right there. That's the 1 hour 20 EMA.
Good.
good stuff, man.
Yeah, so that's like the ultimate. If it gets there, then we're doomed because we dropped 60 some points.
Nice.
We raised everything from yesterday.
Amy's
Although
another.
there is an open bar gap right at 407, and it might be the target there. 407 open bar gap. Yeah, I gotta
Nice.
see that one.
Amy, you'll probably get along with us just fine. We have an SPX butterfly trader in here named Jane, and she's been killing it. Good stuff with the butterflies.
All right, guys, I got to get going. Thank
Yeah,
you
man.
for everything, and you guys have an amazing weekend.
You too, brother.
Buddy.
We'll see you
All right,
Monday.
buddy. You do
Have
the
a
same,
good
man.
one.
Take care.
See you next week.
Peace out.
Have a great weekend.
Heck yeah.
Just gap down.
See, day trade to ES, MES. Yep, that's what we're rolling. And then
Let's see.
being a mama bear, that's awesome. I wish I could get my
There you
wife
go.
into trading, but she just doesn't want to do it.
I'm on.
Right to
Come on.
liquidity box. Well, how did we know?
Come on.
I don't know. How did you know? The training wheels told you?
Training wheels told me. All that dope on my chart told me.
Dope on your chart. Data on previous encounters.
Yes, sir. This is the way.
This is the way.
All
We're
right.
in a beautiful squeeze in the 1 hour on the ES right now. So
Couple equities here that are just doing their thing, but
It's just holding that.
what do we got here? Rounding top, coming back to a key support zone. If it bounces, it'll do it here. Same with
That's
Amazon.
what I'm looking for. Talk to me, Goose.
And
Well, it
look at
also
SPY.
has a repeating pattern. That's almost a repeating pattern, like an upside down cup and handle twice.
Yeah. And look at SPY. We're right back to that liquidity zone. I seem to remember Tesla doing exactly this. Came through that big liquidity zone we had a couple weeks ago. Came up to a nice high peak. Came back, tested for support, and then cracked on up that trend. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a good endpoint.
There you go.
Trace that whole move.
You know, we can probably help your husband out too there, Amy. She's saying, my husband wants to trade but is awful. So he gets to play in the Robinhood account. That's funny because that's my options account. For a while, we were teaching people how to trade in and out of strangles on Ford, for instance. It's funny that you mentioned Ford. And the basis of that was I was going to teach people how to convert strangles into condors and then swing trade the short legs onto condor. Kind of build into a very low risk equity for options with plenty of liquidity and build people from basic options trading strategies into complex option strategies with ease because there's no fear in it. It makes it easy. I might get back into touching on that subject in a couple weeks here too, because Ford's kind of setting up in a way that looks appealing for doing exactly that. It's getting back to that range again like we traded last year. And let me get the 2 hour chart up here. I've been playing lots of stuff with Ford, but we're getting into an area where we can start learning to get the advanced steps from that strategy of trading from strangles and converting them into just, I mean, you can go in a synthetic strangle 3 weeks out and trade the front week short and do calendars on that and just kill it when it's sideways like this. It is incredible what you can do with it. So we'll make some complex options traders out of some people who are just cutting their teeth on options traders in a very short time that way.
I want to become an options trader.
It's great because you can do it in such a passive way while you're scalping all the MES moves, SPX moves, all that stuff, day trading. You can kind of funnel it into an options account and just passively trade options like no stress.
Yeah, I mean, I got TOS set up for options right here. I just funded my, options account with TOS and my Forex, but I don't do any Forex.
Yeah. I don't do
So I
Forex either.
got now my Trade of Eight and those, and then Robinhood and Fidelity and Merrill Lynch and all this other stuff. But those are all longer term stuff. I don't mess with it. It
Right.
just sits there for my kids to enjoy in the future.
Well, it's like I said, you can still go and passively run option strategies in those. One other thing I wanted to mention.
I'm doing that right now, actually, right? Because I'm the one who's selling leaps from 6 months to a year, and then occasionally I'll come in and adjust shorter position during that on my main retirement accounts and my kids' accounts.
Nice. And that's kind of what I'm doing with my kid's account here. With I leveraged his Amazon position and just knocked it out of the park. I doubled his money in under a week. Can't complain about that. What I'm looking at is one is very safe to trade. Yes, Ford. I love Ford because it's safe like that. It's very very true that a lot of people don't take options trading the right way until they get burnt a few times and then realize it doesn't have to be so emotional.
And directional.
And directional. It can be passive, and that's what's great about Ford. You can kind of start with that structure, and then later on, I'm going to start looking at probably the highest yield wheel trade on the market right now that has that sense of safety and it's low cost ish is American Steel X. If you look at the yield on that thing for running wheel trades, dude, it is crazy how much you can make on that dollar for dollar. And it's a low enough priced equity where you can, if you wanted to, if you had the size to do it, you can either convert a synthetic long position with a strangle, so it's a synthetic long neutral position, and then short swing the short legs on the front weak. The yield's great for that on X. Or if you've got the clout to where you can wheel trade this thing, you need to be able to at least take a position with risk assessment correct, which is typically like 3%. I go as high as 10% on risk for total portfolio value versus invested dollars in the stock. You need to be able to buy it twice, basically. So you need to buy 100 shares long and then be willing to take assignment on a put for another 100 shares. So once you can do that, you can learn how to wheel trade, but you don't have to have that much account balance to trade X, because you can go with a synthetic wheel trade where you take a synthetic neutral position, a synthetic strangle, 3 weeks to a month out, and then short swing or swing trade the short contracts on Condor conversion calendar. There's some tricks to it though. It's not as easy as it sounds, because you got to pay attention to your cost basis on assignment and all that stuff. But once you get the hang of it, it's like riding a bike, and you just keep rolling out the long position, swing trading the short position. You just generate income on it. Price can go anywhere. Doesn't matter. When you get there, you guys are gonna be blown away at how passively you can trade something like that. It looks crazy volatile. It looks like an insane amount of premium on those options to invest. But once you start earning premium on a synthetic position, it'll be a game changer for what you think is possible. That's a nice big old double bottom on a daily, by the way. Glorious. But anyway,
oh, dude, in the volatility in there, I was looking on your 2 hour. I was like, wow, that's some good volatility.
Yeah, X is awesome, and it's got tons and tons of options liquidity and a nice tight bid-ask spread. That is a great equity to focus on for not just training, but generating some real income. So that's kind of what I'm watching.
Ripping.
The calendars are hard to get your head around, I'll tell you. But once you do, there's some neat stuff you can do with it. Yeah, it's something that it takes a little while to understand. A way to get yourself cut on it, and I'll tell you, it's kind of a neat trick that I did with Amazon. Right before, was it CPI? I can't remember. right before CPI, I was able to sell a put credit spread deep in the money on Amazon. That was a leap. It's out in June. And I got assigned on it overnight, but my risk on a $5 wide deep in the money put credit spread was literally $2, like 2 cents. So essentially, I built myself a long option or long Amazon position by getting assigned. The cost basis was below current trading price when I was assigned. And that leaves me with 100 shares long and a deep in the money long put as a hedge. So it builds itself into a hedge. And I can go and sell covered calls on the long position, which I do. I can also, if I wanted to, I can sell out of the money covered puts against the other long put at the same time. So I can build it as a synthetic put position to sell the put side, so I don't have to cover it with cash as long as it's below my cost basis on assignment from the long put. I can play with that hedge if I want. I haven't been. I've just been selling covered calls on Amazon, but I essentially get a free hedge position, and Amazon can go all the way down to $2 a share at assignment, and I'm still covered. That'll never happen. So pretty neat concept when you can consider a calendar and then have a leap that gets assigned on a spread like that. It's incredible what you can do. You can do a similar thing with X. You can go and do exactly that. You can go and sell a deep in the money put credit spread, get the assignment. You're left with a long position as long as your portfolio can absorb assignment, and you have the same scenario, and all of a sudden you have a really high yield options income strategy built into that. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, we can take options and go into so much complexity, but once you get the basic concept of how to adjust an options complex position like that, it's like riding a bike. It just makes sense, and you just sort of do it. You don't even have to think about it.
But first is understanding price action and drawing your training wheels, right?
Right. I want to say, did I take that assignment in December? I think it was the first or second week of December. Whenever that, I don't remember. But what I sold is June expiration deep in the money put credit spread. And it was pretty interesting to get assigned on that. I wasn't expecting to get assigned on a leap, but I did. It's like, okay, cool. All right, anyway, we got this nice little 1 minute inverse head and shoulders pattern that you can vaguely see on SPY. Let's confirm that with our 5-second chart. Yep, looks familiar. Now we're playing back in that range on that butterfly, or on that, geez, word tied now, on that diamond pattern, back above the angular. There's your pivot. Can we grind to the pivot? Possibly. We got to keep stepping on a measured move. For now, we're in a bullish measured move up from the low to about here. Maybe we'll stretch to like 404.50. From there, I'd like to see some consolidation for the third leg, and that continuation would take you to about 404.90, maybe to 405. So before I sign off on the YouTube channel, I'm going to kind of point that out. That can be a quick little bull trade, but just be aware that diamond has the angular resistance right here, and there's a previous liquidity zone. This was previously a demand zone. Now it's a supply zone. So just kind of be aware of that. Got Amazon kind of grinding out. I might be able to take profit on that butterfly that I sold the short credit spread above my debit spread on real quick. Even though it's only about a 20% return, it's still money, and I still have a long position. I might
That's
just
the reason
wait.
I got out of that, because I don't want to sit there and watch it grind sideways all day.
Right. I might just wait and see if it goes back to the next support level at $100, but I think it's done with that. I think it's going to hold above 101 at least. So give it a few minutes. That might break over. That's what's cool. I can be patient. Tesla here, I might go and instead of just profiting the rest of those free debit spreads I have open, I could probably just roll those into butterflies too. Compound that position. That might be something to do.
Jeremy, Amazon was listening to you.
Yep, there it goes. I'll be able to take some. I'll probably be able to take like closer to 40% on that credit spread. Good stuff. The Discord channel, you got to go and sign in. it should send you an email that gives you a link to go and get into the Discord channel. And then if you have any trouble, just message Casper at Bullish Bears there, and he'll take care of you, or Angel at Bullish Bears, or just email Bullish Bears or team at Bullish Bears team at gmail.com, or just bullishbears.com. Team at bullishbears.com. Sorry, I'm tongue tied.
20 dwarves took turns turning handstands on the carpet.
What? I know it's a tongue twister for actors. Anyway, I'm gonna get going from the Jeez, man, I'm all over the place. I'm gonna get going from the
Amazon
YouTube
We're
feed
live
here.
from the Amazon.
Live from the Amazon.
All right. Hey, YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
Heck yeah, help us out on our YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a little more content coming up here. We're going to start doing more of those little short videos where we do a quick analysis on stuff like SPY. Also, I want to start throwing out some more strategy videos on YouTube. So, be tuned in. We have a lot more stuff on the inside. So, like if you join us, and we're really not that expensive. If you join us, you get access to some incredible stuff that we don't share publicly on YouTube. That gives you that value. So come check us out. I mean, even if you only hang with us for a month, I think you'll like what you see enough to hang around a lot longer than that. Just my opinion.
Mine too.
Yep, come on. We do a lot of good stuff. Y'all come hang out with us.
We're doing good here.
We do good. We do good. In threes.
That's right. We're going to teach you some price
freaking
action like
golden.
you've never known before, and it's going to be incredible what we do together. You get to trade in that 10-second chart on the futures. Dude, you're going to love some of the stuff you can do with that once you get the hang of it. Welcome again, Annie. We'll see you in the Discord channel, and I'm going to sign off.
Annie.
We'll see you guys around. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.